this video, I'm going to teach you about the power of giving up. Yes, you heard it right. Give up. Many times seen as a negative thing, but I want to talk to you about the positive aspects of giving up. I am Tony Silveira, the author of Power to Win, How to Overcome Any Addiction. After winning the battle over addiction more than 30 years ago, I wrote a simple method to help people like you and me reinventing themselves and starting a much better life. Years ago, I've read a book by Vincent Peele. This marked me for the rest of my life. And one of the sentences I read, and it's how I start my book, it's the power to give up. Vincent Peele said, "It's always too soon to quit." Let me tell you that it takes great courage to give up on something you depend on. Maybe you think you can continue with your bad habit for more years. Either it's cocaine, heroin, pot, and it's still soon to change direction. But if you don't take action, if you don't move from that position into a better one, you'll be in a sure path of self-destruction. Giving up is often seen as a bad thing, and in all realms of society, people think it's a behavior problem. There's people giving up on jobs, giving up on marriage, giving up on school, giving up on so many things. And these are usually seen as a bad thing. It's not a positive action because they represent a regression, like going back to square one. But if you're struggling with an addiction, you need to give up. In this case, represents a positive action. Presently, I'm helping people. I used to be in the place of being helped. But as I help people and I observe, many addicts are suicidal. And there's two forms of suicide. One is physical, another emotional. Both involve a certain degree of pain and sometimes of planning. But however, the first one, the physical suicide, involves death, leads to death. The second one, emotional suicide, originates usually unhealthy relationships. Now, we all need some form of validation in life. As children, we need validation from parents. You go to a park and you hear the kids yelling, "Mom, Mom, Dad, Dad, look at what I'm doing." And they're in search for that validation, for that simple sentence, "Good job, oh, you're so great, you're so good." But at one point in life, we stop receiving validation. In other words, we start feeling that we're not loved. And if you feel that you're not genuinely loved, you need to replace it, and you replace it with substances. You'll deepen that gap between reality and substance, and you'll look for something that will trigger a release of chemicals in your brain that will give you a feeling of pleasure, and those drugs will provide that feeling. Now, imagine that you're taking a bubble bath, and then you're pulling the plug to empty the tub. When the water starts to drain, you don't even perceive that the level is going down. But when there's not too much water left, you can see the water spiraling into the drain. And the drain starts to gurgle, sucking the foam and everything else with it. The same thing happens with life, the life of an addict. The addict is slowly flushing everything down, and eventually it will lead to an end, to quick death. The way to plug your life is to mend the hole caused by your addiction and refill with fresh water. In order to do this, you need to give up on your current lifestyle and start fresh. That's what I did. Let me tell you how to give up and how I gave up of my lifestyle. Thank you for watching today. I'm Tony Silveira, and I'll be here next week with another thought that maybe will change your life. Most of the work I do is free, pro bono. So by helping me with your patronage, you're allowing dozens, if not sometimes hundreds of people to get the help they need. So thank you for your support. You can get early access, regular membership, or a champion membership. So please support Power to Win at Patreon. and thank you for your generosity.